5th or 7th place here. It's around 6. That's too much thinking. And since we subtracted, we have a random number in our hands, which we don't care about. So from sure we need to do copy from. I'm gonna have to do another jump here. Copy from. So I'm thinking about the random shit and it's, yeah. It doesn't matter which one, right? It probably does. I have another idea, but let's just work on this. Copy from. Say 3 and subtract 1. It's gonna add up much. I think start was good, but somewhere here I'm conflicting myself. Because for one, since we are doing this, I think we need to do this. Kinda. And then oh wait, that's not good. I just realized, yeah, we didn't finish that. Because if it's opposite, so if it's not negative, I need to copy from 1. This is what we just figured out, that 2 is bigger, right? Give me a brain. Like too many different jumps. I need to go start over. So we checked if this one here, the second one, is something. I'm missing something. Missing brain, but that's a different story. We checked if the second one is bigger than first. If it is, it goes down. If it's not, we need to check where the first goes. If it is, we are jumping here, but there is nothing to copy from 9. Because we never play something in 9. And there is not one outbox. So it would be copy from 1 in this case. So we don't have to copy from 9 because there is no 9. Because again, if 1 is bigger than bigger of 2, it has to be 9. But if it's not, then it has 2 options. I mean, to figure it out. What I'm trying to think is how we put those options into this. Okay, so the 3 is the 6. So we are checking if the 3 is bigger than 1. If the 3 is bigger than 1, 1 goes to 5. So if this is true, 1 goes to 5, and the 1 should be the first one. Outbox. I'm not doing something right. We're gonna easily set up this in 34. Something's wrong here. Because we have full one more check. And I can't see we are jumping this. I'm doing something wrong. I'm doing something wrong. I need to figure out something else. There is no way it can fit in 34 with this logic. There is another way. Once we have... I need to clear this. Something I'm not doing right here. Once we have 6, 8. From this. I'm gonna need to go to other one. I don't think this is a not like bad idea. I'm just struggling right now to figure it out. Because again, I will need to do more of these. Because again, order is going to be issue. If I put anything in front, they're going to still do all of them. There is no in specific case on the jump. We could specifically jump if we go from here. Like backwards. It's not worst idea. No, it's not going to work. I was thinking counting all 5 here, but that's not gonna work. I need to do this in 3 places, not 5, as I said. So this is we're gonna scrap this. I need to do it like our inbox need to be this. Our start needs to be this. But yeah, MP, I mean, I said I'm not gonna bother with this. If you have any suggestions. But yeah, I think also our outbox needs to be... Or, in this case, let's do 6, 7, and 8, because it's middle. That's 6. Struggle is real. I'm not gonna give it too much time, by the way, this puzzle. If I continue struggling, I'm gonna go back to another puzzle and then come back to this. Sometimes there is one we just get. But... So I still like the previous idea, subtract from, let's say, 2. And then if it's not negative number, I'm just gonna set it and leave it. If it's not negative, we need to copy from. So we know that 2 is the bigger number, right? This case. So we have 2. Oh, you know what? What if I do this? So we know that 2 is going to be one of those 2 places. There is no other way around it. That's still problematic. Hey, Ramphos. How you doing, buddy? If it's negative. Oh, that's annoying. If it's negative, I need to copy 2. Technically this. Copy to 6. 7 is going to be in both cases, right? I need to have like... Doesn't matter what, just separator, because that's where we are ending up. We need to figure out everything before that. Okay. Which again, I mean, do we even need a jump if it's negative? We do, but like we're gonna overwrite the numbers based on the next work, right? So 7 is gonna be kind of both cases. Something is wrong. No, like this. But so the 2 is bigger than 3, so it's either here and here. And 3 is kind of either here or here. So, what did I say already? I already forgot. This one, if it's not negative, means that 2 is bigger than 3. So 2 is either 7 or 8. 3 is either 6 and 7 or 7, right? So 7 is the one that we are. There is 2 options now. And we are for sure that 7 cannot be 1. Or can it? Why can't it? Yeah, that doesn't make sense. I don't know am I even doing the right task. What's the task? Okay, so the task right now we have is take the first 3 numbers and output them in order from the smallest to the biggest. That's it. So I did it, and we beat the second challenge. Just clear this for a second. Like I did it very like grindy basic way with this abstraction, and then logically figure out which one goes where, because there is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 outputs. Now I need to figure out how to do it, second challenge, in less than 34 commands. Yeah, that's a crazy one. We went like extremely big, and we beat the second challenge of the speed. Like average commands used per big query of numbers. Now I'm trying to beat the first one, which is we need to make it in 30 or less commands. And I'm trying different approach. I'm trying to use 6, 7, and 8 as a base, because when you see here, we have a lot of copy from outbox, because that's how we choose the order. Right? Take 1 to 3, compare 3 with 2 and 1, and out lower. Wait, what do you mean by out lower? Compare third with second and first, technically. Sorry, place. And out lower. You mean to compare results of the two? Because we start usually with that. We compare 3 with 2, right? And then we know where the 2 goes, and that's how I play this. But if I compare it 3 to 1, I'm not gonna know which one is bigger. But we can't... It's actually not bad idea. See, I didn't think about it. To compare results. It's not an interesting kind of thought. But then copy from 2, line 8. Right after sub. Yeah, because when you do subtraction, you hold the result in your hands, right? So I need to pick up to put the number down. The way I approach this, it doesn't mean that using 6, 7, 8 as is the right choice right now. I'm just trying that theory, basically. Like, it's basically same as these. I just want to not have constantly this. But I'm not sure is that gonna do it in less than 34. We already tried one, and pathway in I saw it's gonna go above 34. Not as much as we did previously, but... So it might be something there. Sorry, what's the challenge you have? Again, for each 3 things in inbox, send them in outbox in order from smallest to largest. Right? So I already did it with just brute force. This is like very simple. We have a lot of these outbox options for any order that can happen, right? We did subtraction on each of them, and based on subtraction, we played with the orders, right? We have to kind of do that. Because that's the only way we can tell. At least I can't tell. I can't tell the other way. Tell, right? But yeah, it is actually an interesting option to use. But if I use answer of subtraction, I would need to store that answer too. Yeah, I did it. There was like, I forgot, 50 something. Not the total commands. Like there is 2 things. Like there is number of lines you wrote, and there is average number of lines used per 3 numbers in a bigger query of numbers, right? Not just what they offer here. And we did that. We did it not easily, but we did it. Now I'm trying to figure out how to do it in total of 34 commands, and it's not easy. What I see is why we are trying the different approach, because I see that a lot of number of commands were lost in this order. So I'm thinking if I can somehow figure out order to 6, 7, and 8 before we do million time, because, and I think we were getting this kind of same place. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. So technically 15 minus 62 is still not even close to 34. So it's not really the best approach. Well, we were losing a lot of copy from, so. But this compare blocks is the same. Subtraction compares, there is, if you do subtraction and the result is 0, you can see if the blocks are same. But I don't see how that would help us. I don't think they're doing same numbers in any of the 3. Which also would pass, because if the numbers are same, it doesn't matter in which order we place them out. So I don't see the reason for if 0. Because like if we had, 7, 4, and 4, it doesn't matter which 4 we put as a first and second one. You need to find lower... Wait. Anyway, you need to find lower... Well, that means... out it. Like step 1. I mean, step 1 is just putting them here. You need to have up to the 6, it's gonna take them and place them, take them and place them, take them and place them. Because you cannot do subtraction from these, you need to have them placed. If that's what you mean by step 1. And don't look at this is just my separator. Okay, let me just go a little bit back to this, because I already forgot what we were talking. In this case, we are talking if the 3 is bigger than 2. Well, if the 3 is not bigger than 2, right? Because if it is, then it's negative. So if it's not, I'm kind of placing them in 2 places, so I'm just going to overwrite later. I don't know, is that going to work? I'm trying to lower amount of this part. I don't want to have more than these 3. That's what I'm trying to do. To do more math, but to save on this. And that's why we are like, oh, now we have 2 that we know is the biggest, to go to 7 and 8, which is 2 biggest. Just because the 2 is bigger than 3 doesn't mean that 1 is not bigger than both of them. Right? And then, if it's negative, if we know that 2 is smaller, we are still placing it to 7 because it's a middle one, but we are all placing it in 6, which is the lowest, compared to 8. Let's just forget about out for now. Let's just order on them, on table them. That's what I'm trying to do. I wrote this as a reminder. I'm trying to order them in the places 6, 7, and 8. Right? That's why I'm doubling it. Because we checked 2 and 3 here, but we didn't check 1 compared to both of them. Sorry, I should say 2nd and 3rd. And now we need to start checking the 1 with any of them. But there is a logic to that too, right? You don't need other items. You check 2 and 3, 3 and 1. Okay, so we check 3 and 2, and we know that, let's say in this case, 2 is the bigger than 3, right? That doesn't mean that the 2 is not, the first one is not bigger than 2nd. We need to check 1st and 2nd. Right? I'm not saying I'm right. Compare and swap. The right is bigger. Yeah. Okay. That's what I'm trying to do. That's why I'm doing 2 of them. But there is a chance I'm doing something quite wrong. Because it still doesn't feel like I'm doing the right thing. Okay, hey, Reaper, good to see you, buddy. I'm doing good, I'm doing good. It's been a mess, there is some family shit happening, but good, good. Yeah, makes sense ordering from 3rd and 1st because last picked item with 3rd. Yeah, you always makes sense. Because copy is keeping it in the hand. So yeah, always start checking from that. Yeah, we agree on that. Walk on doesn't seem to be working today. Well, I can't tell you that I know why. Maybe they're on holidays? Let me check if I can check anything related to that. Blurb is in the chat, so the bot is there. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything, to be honest. Yeah, not sure. I will check after stream. Okay, so let me just go back to this for a moment. So we did that, right? So the first one is 7 and 6. Sorry. If the 2 is smaller, it's 7 and 6.